What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Strong Art back at you with another video where I break down the dysfunction of society. And today I'm talking about Fresh and Fit in the news once again for some more foolishness, of course. But today it seems that we have a little interview going on here between Myron and Brittany Renner. Okay, so as we break down this video, I kind of want to go over a couple things because a lot of people are saying, oh, Myron got classed, he got schooled, he lost the debate. I think that when you watch it, it seems like there's some nefarious activities going on here. Now, this is only the 8-minute clip, and I'm going to play a little bit of it. Maybe I'll get through most of it. Maybe I'll play the whole thing. But I kind of want to do a shot by shot of a couple things that I think that we need to take a look at. I want to break down a couple things. All right. So it's tough because you kind of hate to see your boy Myron getting chopped up like this. Now, first of all, I want to say that it seems like this was a setup, an ambush. And if either Fresh did it and didn't tell him, or DJ Academics did it and didn't tell him, I feel like that is a flag on the play on either side. And Myron, you need to choose your friends better and figure out who you really hanging with, because your boy set you up for failure. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and check this out. All right, here we go.
Fresh, great idea was don't tell Myron until today.
Why is that a great idea? Actually, that's not a good idea, by the way. You're setting your boy up for failure. But, oh man, come on.
Walk in, you first see Brittany Renner, and we're thinking you're probably the
Fresh knew. First of all, fair use, DJ Act, don't come after me. You know what I'm saying? Fresh or Fit, don't come after me. Obviously, me making these videos, of course, this is the point. Y'all want to go viral. Y'all want to be out here in the talk. You know what I mean? So, fair use. But at the beginning, Fresh is setting his boy up, man. Like, this is cold blooded. Even from the jump, I do want to say, shout out to brother Dennis Sperlin. I watched his breakdown of this. I've watched a couple other people break this down, and he did a real good job of pointing out the body language that was already going on. So shout out to him, of course. Him being an attorney, he's going to pick up on these things. And of course, obviously, her posture, she's confident she's in here, but it's kind of almost still like it's a setup, though. You can tell she's ready to jump at Myron. And I want to speak on something that a lot of people are saying about this conversation, but I feel like hasn't been said yet. So there's something that I want to get into, but let's get to the video first.
They'll be like, okay, shit, we're gonna have this great debate. But you said it initially, I don't think there's much to really debate. Why?
Well,
it's not ready.
Here's the thing: we've always said it. Men and women, we're very different. We have opposing goals. Girls are trying to, get resources.
He's not ready.
Out of guys are trying to get sex, and girls a lot.
He's not ready. First of all, I hate this. It's hard to watch. Myron wasn't ready. So Brittany Renner sitting in front of him, and he pretty much can at this point tell what's coming. DJ Academics is going to drag him right into the waters. What I don't like from the beginning is that he's kind of looking all around the room, and he's not looking at Brittany. So she's already immediately knows, oh, I got him. He's nervous. She's excited. She's confident. Oh, I'm about to get him, because some people say, oh, he was talking with his hands and all this. Yeah, but at the same time, it was more or less kind of bro, you got to direct your eyes. You got to if you talk to DJ Academics, you talk to Ack, but then again, make sure you are eye contacted with Brittany, because she noticed you're skipping trying to look at her in the face, because immediately she's reading you. She wants to see if the big bad wolf is who he say he is. She wants to see Frank Castle. So she's ready to go. She's just okay. Now, it's a little bit unfair because she had time to study and she was prepared for this. And you see this smirk on her face. Oh, my goodness. God, they got him. But once again, if you're going to be in this type of debate or whatever, just for pointers, you want to be locked in and make sure that person knows when you're speaking with authority. All right. You're confident in what you're saying. Therefore, you're speaking to that person. You're giving it to them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Side note. For those of you guys who watch sports and who watch sports shows like Undisputed, Jenny Taft is a moderator. But when Shannon speaks, he addresses who? Skip. Jenny asks the questions, but he says, you know what, Skip, X, Y, and Z, and he's talking to Skip. Just saying, those are things to look out for.
A lot of the time are trying to get what they need to get out of dudes without necessarily giving it up. And some girls are good at it, some girls aren't. And then there's other girls that are kind of models for that are good at finessing dudes. And not to say that you're a finesser, I ain't saying that, but girls are able.
She's laughing in his face, bro. She's laughing. Look at DJ Academic. Look at his face. And he's looking over at her like, oh, you gonna let him talk to you like that? You gonna let him say that? Act, bro. Come on. It's cold-blooded what you doing. Everybody can see what you're doing, bro. That's cold. But she's sitting here like just eating this up because she's like, oh, he's got nothing. I'm finna chop him down. You hate to see it. Let's keep going.
Able to, run laps around a lot of guys. And that's why our podcast exists, to help dudes out to understand like how women operate and how they move.
Now, you have a different point of view. Wait. Where do you think she fits in that? Because, I think her point of view would be diametrically opposed to you guys by saying, well, I'm not the exact typical person who you may think dudes are running into or you're trying to tell people to stay away from.
I mean, well, sure, she could tell. She was saying that we're wrong, I guess, about that.
Well,
so you tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, I think you know more about.
From the beginning. He's trying to set it up. So you tell us. You let us know. Because he's looking at this like, okay, you already know what I said. So tell me where I'm wrong. And she switches the conversation to put it back on him to say, no. You tell me. So once again, she's big dogging him like, no. You're about to be the one to explain. And since this is only the 8-minute clip, we'll take the 8-minute clip on face value. In this regard, from the beginning, before I even get into it, I feel like he should have pressed her more and said, hey, no, answer my question. Because now this is the beginning of the slippery slope that they go down with her leading the avalanche.
Me than I do myself. So you're saying no, obviously you do though, because you said that you warn guys about girls like me. So tell me about girls like me.
Just women in general. Like, I mean,
don't women.
She's right. At this point, she wants to smoke, bro. Like, it's just, there's no getting away from it, bro. You should have just went on in and just been like, first of all, this is what you did. You are a gold digger. You're everything that you say you are. And men see you for that. You have went out here and did what you did against PJ Washington. You've talked about how you target men, specifically athletes, how stupid they are, things like that. It's just like, Myron, bro, you should have gave her the smoke. That's the thing. Regardless of his tactic at this point that he may have had, catching you off guard, you're already in a position where it's just like, you don't really have a way out of this, bro. Your boys, whoever which one, has set you up now. It's a wrap. Whoever set this up, they got you. So there's nothing really to hide on at this point. And at this point, you just give it to her because she wants to smoke, right? She wants to smoke. And for whatever reason, he didn't necessarily say what needed to be said at this point. And that's why he immediately started to give ground. You start to see this. She sets up the conversation. I say, no, you're going to answer my questions and I am running this, basically. And he kind of slid into it.
in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here
It's an off-camera
that
conversation.
you did say that
That's true.
you warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
You're not special.
You see the body language? You see the body language? Turning on the cute, trying to diffuse him. Because it's like she's trying to pull it out of him. But she's like, no, I'm challenging you. I want the smoke. She's like, let's see. It's such a challenge. And to see it happen this way is it's just it was bad for Myron.
Special, you're like other girls. That's the
I'm
key.
not special.
Like,
So-
you're like other women that are
So
like.
what makes you special then?
I never.
Now listen, I'm not gonna say I'm an expert on how to debate Brittany Renner, but it's just I know he's trying to keep it like chill, but she's going at you, G. She's going at you pretty hard. I'm telling you, in this point, bro, you just got to rock with it. You just got to get in there. At this point, you just got to get in there. He's trying to pull back and just be like, come on, man, why are you asking me these questions? You know why she's asking these questions, bro. You threw your gauntlet down when you made your declaration of this persona of who you are in your videos. And now the bill has come due. So this is the challenge.
I never said I was. But you're trying to say, well, what makes me different from, like, a lot of women operate the way you do. Which
And how
is,
do I operate?
in general, what I just said before, women, it's a dance between the two genders. Men are trying to get sex.
She said, I, once again, don't say general, say me. I, tell me about myself. He knew what to say, but he didn't. So,
Women are trying to get resources, time, attention, whatever it is that they're looking for. And a lot of girls play the game better than guys. We talk about this openly on our podcast. And we're teaching guys how to not necessarily get finesse and get what they want out of girls, which a lot of the times is intimacy, but they're not able to get it. But girls are easily able to obtain money, time, resource, attention, whatever.
now, see this? Now, Myron, at this point, what I said earlier, he had to sit into it. Now he's looking at her. Now he's like, all right, let me get it. Now he's starting to kind of come into his groove a little bit. You know what I mean? He's starting to get into it, you know what I'm saying, his words and all that. And he's actually directing his attention at her now. Because in the beginning, he was just kind of like, oh, man, like trying not to. And he's starting to get in there because he's just kind of like, okay, so I see what this is going to be now. So you see how now he's getting in there slowly. But, of course, it gets a little worse.
It is. Girls are running laps around dudes, which is why podcasts like ours exist.
Do you believe that Brittany has been effective in extracting, as you say, time, resources, and other things out of dudes?
And look at Ack with the baiting question as well. Ack is trying to pull it out of him even more. They want to smoke. Even Ack. Like if Ack is his homeboy, man, this is rough for Myron. If they're boys, my goodness. But even DJ Academics is trying to pull the smoke out of Myron. Like, nah, B, you in the chair now. We got you. Let's see it. They want Frank Castle. They want the Punisher to come out. They're trying to bring it out of him. Now, I did say I was going to talk about one thing that I haven't heard anybody else say. Is I think that Myron was trying not to on purpose. I think he noticed. And I think he was trying not to give him the smoke. Because he sees where this is going. He's trying to be cordial. But here in a minute, that's going to get tough. So let's continue.
Yeah, to a degree, sure. Yeah. I mean, like, a lot of girls want to do. I mean, well, here's the thing. You've been so adamant about me being incorrect, and I don't know, and you don't know me, and all this other stuff. Tell me then. Maybe we're off. Who knows?
Well, I think
At that point, he's trying to bring it back. He just has to stand on that point, though. He has to stand on it. This part where he's trying to be so cordial with it. And you got Brittany Renner sitting in front of you. Obviously an attractive girl. But it's just like Myron. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be in the big leagues, right? You wanted to put yourself in a position to where you are going head to head with these females. This is what you've built your platform pretty much on. You got Brittany Renner. Now, she wants it. Now she caught you in a neutral territory, kind of sprung up on you. And I see he's trying to be cool with it. But, man, I'm trying to tell you, like, she's hitting you over the head with it right now. And you got to make a decision. Let's continue.
First of all, let's bring it back a couple notches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Again, reframing the conversation.
So,
I gotta say it. Every time Myron tries to frame it back to him, she frames it back to her. She's catching him mentally. I'm not gonna say Myron doesn't know, but once again, his overall vibe is he's not trying to get in there. And she's prepared for the drama. And I guess he's not trying to give it at all. But at this point, it's not really helping him. Let's continue.
there's really a lot to unpack here, because my first question to you is, what do you gain from telling girls that they're not special? How does it make you feel? I mean, I know everything is a joke, but I'm asking you a real question. So how does it make you feel? Because if I say you're a bitch ass nigga.
Oh, and there it was. There is the shot across the bow. But right before, when she asked him that, if you listen closely in the background, he's laughing at her. He's laughing at her. Because Myron, once again, is trying to be nonchalant and condescending. Like, man, you ain't got me. I'm good. You ain't finna get me. And then she's just like, no, you a bitch ass nigga. Bruh, cause you can tell that she's looking for a fight. And in this case, I'm not gonna say Myron was completely wrong, but you gotta do something. You gotta address certain key points and key factors. Like, check this out. If we're gonna have this conversation, you're not finna talk to me like that. We're not finna sit here and have a conversation where you're gonna let some shit like that fly out of your mouth. I'm not gonna have you disrespecting me, talking reckless. I don't give a damn what you think about me and my podcast and my homeboy over here who ain't saying nothing. But the thing is that I'm not finna sit here and tolerate you disrespect me. Now, either we're gonna have this conversation like adults or we're not gonna have it at all. Because I'm gonna get my ass up out this room if that's how you think this is finna go. Now, I'm sorry, but at this point, however Myron was trying to rock, my G, nah. My G, no. And if maybe he got some get back in the whole full video, whatever, if he did, everybody's going to see the 8-minute clip. And at this point, she's big dogging you. And however this video was cut, clipped, and put together, it's being framed to put in a position, or it's being framed to put Myron in a position to look like he doesn't know what he's talking about and he's not who he says he is. Because when she came at you like that, bro, flag on the play, bro. That should not be tolerated. Whether regardless of whatever head game she's trying to play, oh, she got me, I don't debate with women. Nah, bruh, stop all that. Say, hold up. Because she probably saw this man laughing at her, and she's just like, oh. So, because she's reading him. She's like, oh, he's trying to sit back and play coy. Oh, he's trying to be cool. Oh, he's trying to be like, oh, he probably thinks I'm beneath him. And she's probably felt a little disrespected by how Myron isn't really trying to get into her questions. So right now we have a frame battle going on, which, to be completely honest, you shouldn't get into with women. All right. For whatever reason, he's willing to play along with this conversation. But to be honest, you shouldn't even entertain it, to be honest. If you want to do it for clout, do it for views, I guess so. But this is what you wanted, if that's the case. But to be honest, bro, Oh, this is a tough one.
That does something for me, right? If I insult you, or if I tell you you're not special, you're forgettable, what does that do for me? No, but that doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what if I call you, if I just say that again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming. I didn't really see the value in it. Right?
Chopping him down. Right? She wants to smoke, bro. Everything in this is antagonizing. Okay? Like, look, I mean, once again, go shout out to brother Dennis Sperling. Go watch his review of this. Look at Brittany Renner, how she's sitting. He breaks down the posture. He breaks down the body language. Like, look how she's sitting. You know what I'm saying? She's in fight mode. She's sitting up, ready to attack, ready to go. And, you know, Myron is really kind of back on his heels a little bit. Because I don't want to say he doesn't know how to deal with this. But I'm surprised that he's kind of letting a lot of things go without retaliation. You can't kick her off the show, off the podcast, but you can remove yourself. Or you can let her know, look, if we're going to have this conversation, I'm not going to allow you to talk like that. But once again, I digress.
That's how I feel, right? But, so, that's fine. But, for me, that's okay if it wasn't a fit for me. But I also don't need to, you know, in a way kind of try to devalue what you guys...
He's watching the camera because he knows it's getting bad. Throw in the towel. Oh, man. And now, if you watch her, she's actually now starting to address both of them. But watch this.
Have going on, because at the end of the day, I may not agree with anything you guys talk about. Because honestly, I feel like when you've seen 2 or 3 videos, you've seen them all. But the reality...
Addressing both of them right now. Now she's attacking both of them. Watch her go at both of these dudes right now. Because if you watch her face, she already can see that Fresh is not really going to be an object right here. She was basically looking at, I know I'm going to have to deal with Myron. And Fresh is just sitting back. Now she's saying, okay, Fresh, do you want to smoke as well? Because I just called Myron a bitch ass nigga to his face. Now let me see what you got. Let's go.
Is that I went to your guys' page and I went to the different links and the different services and the courses that you guys offer. And I do see that there's a place for that. So even though it may not have been in alignment with what I am about, I can still give credit where it's due without trying to devalue you guys, because you guys are doing something special, right? Because you guys are, I mean, are there a lot of other people doing what you do? You could consider your guys' podcast special, right?
I think what she's...
Baiting. Oh, condescending. Oh my God. Condescending in how she's saying, oh, you're special, right? Tell me how special you are, because I'm not special. Let's hear it. I want the smoke. You see, I want the smoke. That's how she keeps coming at him. Like the blade is drawn. All right? I got the 45. I'm drawing down on you right now. I want the smoke. Myron, what are you doing? Are you gonna let me draw down on you and not do nothing? I want the smoke, Myron. Here we go.
Mentioned is like the self-help portion for dudes, where you guys offer services to, help guys, either attract or try to talk to women and really engage with them at a higher rate that you could, potentially date them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the point that I think she's disagreeing with, right? When
I'm simply asking her to tell us about herself because we were so incorrect. So tell us about yourself. That's all.
He's trying, but he's doing it with no authority because she ain't respected it. She can see you're making your feeble attempts to make her answer your questions, but because she's big dogging you and she wants to smoke, she's like, no, nigga, disrespectfully, damn your questions. I don't care what you got to say. This is a fight, and you ain't fighting. And now I'm getting upset because you're not fighting back. Whew.
saying, and then she
Well,
went into attacking us. And
No one's attacking you because I guess
She's attacking us. Golly. Listen, hey man, shout out to Fresh and Fit. Like I said, I ain't got no real direct issues with y'all. A lot of the talking points that they use get bounced around in the Manosphere, red pill spaces. But it's just looking tight right now, man. It's looking tight for y'all. Like I said, Myron's trying to keep it cordial to a degree, and she's got the heavy hand. She's ready to rock. So let's keep watching.
Like I said, there's a lot of people that will not sit down and have a conversation with you just because of the comments that you guys made. Well, you made. And, well, you chimed in, so you guys are tweedling and tweedledum.
The disrespect. The comments that y'all made. Oh, no, sorry, you made. But I guess you guys are together, so it's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. How did she cut Myron? And while she's beating his ass, she addressed Fresh and said, "You stay in your corner unless you want some of this too." By literally calling this dude the second man. She called him Beta. She's basically saying Myron's Beta 1 and Fresh is Beta 2. Like, this is a tough watch, man. You hate to see it. And then, come on, man. She's just coming. Just unrelenting battle mode right now. Tough watch.
Kind of, right? So I'm here to have a conversation with you guys because for me, I feel like what a lot of male-dominated podcasts are missing is the bridge of understanding. So I came here not to argue you guys or to call you out of your name or to disrespect what anybody's doing.
When that's all she's been doing up until this point.
Because I felt like the interview I had with him, there were things that he said I didn't agree with, but I wanted to sit down and hear his point of view. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So for you to say you're not special, well, I'm special to someone, just like you're special to someone, just like he's special to someone. So for you trying to generalize all groups of women, then we would have to take it back to where this even began. Like why you even have this view of women. And like I said, you have a bunch of dumbass bitches on your guys' podcast, and I get it, they don't challenge you.
Again, even Myra's looking down like, here we go. Here we go. Challenging his podcast, saying that, oh, the bitches you have on your podcast are beneath me. They're not as powerful as your queen. They're sea urchins. They're commoners. And now your queen has summoned you, boy, to bend the knee in the presence of your highness. Oh my goodness. The fire that she's coming with. Man, it's wow. it's been impressive. It's a bit impressive, I must say.
And I know you're a really smart guy, but it's like I feel like you need to kind of just be honest and show people who you really are. Like, I know that for people to be dragging you guys and say, take this little clip and say that's who you are, that's not true. So that's why I sat down and had this conversation. I'm not here to degrade you. So when you make comments, let me say what I'm saying, when you make comments like, oh yeah, no women are special. So no woman is special, but yet you guys have a whole podcast dedicated how to get women. Just for...
Okay, now this gets into the whole no women are special thing. And she started this off with saying, tell me how I'm not special, or how are you special? Maybe he did it in the full interview or the full thing. But the whole thing about being special, meaning you don't get special privileges because of how you look. All right? He's saying that, oh, you're not special. I'm just supposed to just automatically treat you just like you're on a pedestal just because you have a bit of a name, right? That's what that is revolved around. Now, if he got to it in the full thing, maybe he did. But for her to really keep harping on the whole tell me how I'm not special and this and that. You don't get special treatment, basically, right? It's more so along the lines of you want to earn certain things with men, right? As far as when it comes to like relationships and taking you out and treating you, doing this and that. Yeah, you can be attractive and stuff like that, and that'll get you into some spaces. But he means special in the way of like, don't expect me to just be going above and beyond and treating you all these different type of special ways, and I'm gonna step over my boundaries and my standards that I have just because you have a name. That type of special. That's where that gets into the whole special thing. So to clear that up, that's where that comes from. But if he said it or not, hey.
For sex. That's all you guys are. So you're saying men are just limited to just sex. That's all they care about is sex. Yes or no? That's all you guys care about. There's no emotional need. It's just my dick, cum, sex. I want a hole.
Yes or no? Oh, goodness gracious. Now, when you watch Myron, he's just kind of sitting back, letting her go off. And I guess it's a kind of way of going about it. But she's getting off on you, and you're just in the cut. And I will say, as you watch it, it's a bit like, all right, you know, he's just like, all right. Because listen, we don't quite know the full context. Because if he's sitting back like, all right, y'all set me up, huh? Oh, y'all trying to make a show out of this. Oh, y'all trying to make something go viral, huh? Now, if he's basically just like, yo, I ain't even playing. I don't even care. It could be an angle that he's trying to work, but I would have to catch her on a few things. All right. If Myron, now this is the thing. If Myron is doing that, if he's in the position of saying, you know what? I see what you're trying to do here, and I ain't gonna let you have it. He needs to say that. At least I would say that, bro. You need to address it. You need to be like, oh, okay, y'all trying to make a little something go viral. Oh, you trying to play me? Oh, this and that. Then go ahead and address it, Myron, bro. Address that and just sit back and be like, you know what? You know, I see you trying to play me. I see what you're trying to do. I see you doing all of this, all of the theatrics and all this, that, and other. I see what this is. All right, you want the smoke. And honestly, I don't feel like I need to explain myself to you. I mean, there's a couple ways you can go about doing that, man. If that's what he did, if that's what he said, it's not in an 8-minute clip. And of course, it could be cut up to where it makes Myron look like he was completely on the defensive. But as far as the clip goes, and if Ack cut out some specific stuff that you kind of saved your face on and he didn't show it, well, you need to talk to Ack about that. But let's continue.
Wow, you are triggered, man. Wow.
I think
She wanted a whole
No,
man right there.
honestly, it's just I speak with conviction. Yeah, I mean, for you to say girls like me, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm assuming if I go off of what people have said about me, I'm a gold digger who finessed my boyfriend who I lived with and wanted to marry me and still would want to have more kids with me, but I wanted to stay with him. I finessed him, and I guess I'm a gold digger. And so all girls like
let's bring this
that.
back full circle because,
again, trying to bring it back, Amara once again avoiding the smoke because now she's giving out the talking points that she was ready for you to say. Now, she was ready for you to say it. The thing is, if you stand on what you say in confidence, not saying Amara's completely not, but if you would have came at her from the top and said, first of all, I think you're a gold digging ass bitch and you shouldn't have fucked over PJ Washington like you did. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so even if that was the angle that you're going to go off of, then you should have rocked with it and just stood on it. And be like, well, that's how I feel. Based off what you did. Based off what you said, who you said you are, and what you've done, and what you showed us. This is what the people have to go off of. So tell us how we're wrong. Tell us. Now, this is changing the frame. So tell us where, as a people who've watched you through social media, Brittany, explain to us how we're wrong now. Because this is what we've seen. So tell us that we're wrong. There you go, Myron. That's pretty much all you really had to do. And just stand on it. Once again, this is only a 8-minute clip. So, hey.
you're speaking with a lot of emotion right now, and to be honest, you're not really making a point. I said at the top, men and women, it's a delicate dance between the two genders to get what they want, correct? I said men want sex, women want resources, attention, money, time, whatever it is from men. It changes per girl. Some girls want money, some girls want attention, some girls want time, or some girls want a hot guy, whatever it is. But there's a multivariate requirement from women of what they want. Men typically is just sex. So in that regards of intersexual dynamics between men and women, I'm saying you're not special because you're like every other girl. You want to get resource, time, attention, or whatever it may be, commitment from a man, and a man wants to get sex from you. So when it comes to that, we're talking about biology of what men want from women. You are not special. You are just like every other girl, just like I'm every other guy. The difference is this. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm special, I'm Myron Gaines, I can do this and that. We said all the time, city boys up, blah, blah, blah. Like,
and this is one thing I want to say. If we're going to go into terms of body language, because actually, Brother Dennis Sperling, his review was talking about how Myron was doing all the extra hand stuff and saying that he looks a bit unsure. I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's just really, some people are big hand talkers. And even on his show, even on his podcast and all that, he does a lot of hand stuff. So I don't completely necessarily say that he was given a lot of ground and showing his insecurities just because he was talking with his hands. But I think that he's trying to keep it real general with Brittany. And he wasn't going in. Which you didn't have to really go too deep to kind of really just give to her what she puts out. Just say it. And I think maybe majority of it she probably would have agreed to. I think half of this shit test was just to see if you're bold enough to say it to her face. She pulled up on you. And now she surprised you. She hopped out on you. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? She hopped out on you, pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Jump out boy style. Pulled up on you. Hopped out the van. Ski mask on. You know what I'm saying? Drew down. Like, what's good? What's good, nigga? What's up? What you gonna do now? Talk that shit down, nigga. So it's just like, Myron, bro. I mean, But hey. Who's keeping score, huh?
we don't sit here and try to make ourselves look special. We're regular guys. We want sex. It is what it is. But women run around and say, I'm special. I'm different. Oh, no. It's like, nah, bro. Y'all don't live in reality a lot of times. You guys say, I deserve that. I deserve this. I'm special. Someone looks at me as special. Like, bro, at the end of the day, you're a woman. I'm a guy. You are playing the game to get what you want out of the relationship. I'm playing the game to get what I want out of the relationship or temporary relationship, whatever it is. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm special. That's what I'm talking about. You can say you're special in other regards, but I'm talking about between men and women, that is the game. That's how it is.
And that is it. So, I mean, at that point, we were about to see a little bit more of, I guess, Fresh get in the conversation. But really kind of just going off of what we saw right here, it's just kind of like, we can only see so much from this clip, but I'll say this. I feel like Myron was getting to it, and I feel like he did say more, and I feel like he did justify a lot of the things in his talking points. I feel like this may have been cut up in a way to make it seem like Myron is, you know, on his heels. He's on the defensive, where I think there was a couple points where she did kind of catch him off guard and kind of got him, which is what we saw in the majority of this video, how she kind of caught him up in the beginning. But realistically, I think that eventually he brought it back, but it's just that the point that he kind of let things fly in the beginning. Whereas we can only say so much because we're not the ones sitting in front of her, talking to her. We're not the ones having the conversation. But I think that if you want to use this as an example of a couple things you could work on and a couple ways you could be better at debating and holding your ground and stuff like that, there's some things you can go in here and critique and be like, hey, bro, she was kind of getting off on you right there. What's up? But, you know, my overall thoughts and opinions is that it's not necessarily that bad. I feel like, once again, whoever set this up on Myron, that's not your boy, man. That was cold. They just set you up and they just dropped you in front of Brittany Renner. with not really having any kind of ammo, you know, if you will, not really being ready and researched and kind of ready to do it, which you kind of shouldn't have to do very much because Brittany Renner is just like out there with it. So you should have been able to just go ahead and say what needed to be said. And I feel like he was trying to be like the bigger man and like, oh, I'm not finna flame her. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Where it's just like, you do it all the time on your podcast. You got a quick trigger on your podcast. So if you gonna let it slide here, then I don't know. It's one of those things, man. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I feel like this ain't gonna matter really. I feel like you already know Fresh and Fit. These boys are gonna keep blowing up. They're gonna keep making their moves. They're gonna keep making money. Their podcast is gonna continue to grow. DJ Academic's podcast continue to grow, and Brittany Renner is gonna continue to be who she is. So, really, at the end of the day, this is really kind of just another talking point and just another blip on the YouTube radar. But that's the video for today. Post your comments, like, subscribe. Let's run this thing up to 1,000. All right, let's get it up. All right, let's get me to my first 1,000 subscribers. I thank you for the new subscribers. I thank you guys who've been tuning in. I thank you for the guys who have been watching and commenting and leaving your thoughts and opinions. Leave your thoughts and opinions on things you want me to review and things you guys, want me to talk about next. All right, and with that being said, I'm gonna see you on another one. Peace.